Hello, welcome back. So today I'm looking at Keepers of the Soul expansion for Mythic Battles Pantheon. So this is one of two small box expansions for Mythic Battles Pantheon, which I'll be covering in the next few days. This one is, out of all of the Mythic Battles stuff that is delivering right now, this is easily what I've been looking forward to the most. So let's get these together. So we have 3 new units and we're going to look at them all. So what should we do first? Thanatos is my favourite from the mythology, so we'll do him last. So Hypnos is the kind of personification of sleep and dream. A very, very cool model. That's him there. Carries a scythe and an owl. So yes, very cool indeed. So let's look at his kind of base stats. Movement of 2, 9 wounds. Range 1 to start with, dropping down to 0. Attacks with 8 dice and you have to get an 8 to hit him. He has sneak attack and initiative. Initiative is probably the talent that people talk of maybe least in this game, but it is so important. Very, very cool initiative. Okay, Deep Slumber. The recruited take 4 Hypnos tokens. Place the token in an enemy unit in Hypnos's area. The unit drops any claimed Divine Stone, and its player must immediately discard 1 activation card for that unit or 1 Art of War card. If they can't, the unit loses 1 vitality point. A unit with this token cannot retaliate or use its talents and powers. To activate, must first discard 1 Art of War card to remove the token from the game. All right, pretty cool. It's quite commonly seen ability, so nothing new about it, but it's cool it's cool nonetheless. And then he has Bird of Prey. When recruited, take the Bird of Prey token, place the token in Hypnos' area. Enemy units must spend 1 additional movement point to intentionally enter the token's area. Retrieve this token at the start of Hypnos' next activation. Okay, place the token in Hypnos' area. And then retrieve it at the start of his next activation. Okay, yeah, so, am I getting this right? So, if the token is in his area, enemy units have to spend an additional movement point to intentionally enter the token's area, retrieve it at the start of his next activation. So effectively, when he places it down, he can't move out of that area because the token gets left behind, so it doesn't work there. But if he stays there and fights or claims or anything like that, then it helps him out. Okay, it is helpful in not a great deal of scenarios. Maybe I'm reading it wrong. Okay, so that is Hypnos. Next up we have Charon. Now this is the ferryman. He is a very cool model. He is carrying some poor fool to the underworld. But very cool, right. So this is a monster, not a god. A movement of 2, range 1, 7 dice and attack. You need to score 8s to hit him. He has block, which is fantastic. Mobility, which is good. Get an Art of War card with them. So you also get Art of War card with Hypnos as well. 4 activations. So general stats, pretty good for a monster. Now Tithe. For each enemy unit in Charon's area, their player must discard 1 Art of War card. If they can't, the unit suffers an X dice attack. Ooh, and that is 7 down to 6 until he's nearly dead, and then it can't do it. It cannot retaliate, and the guard talent cannot be used. God, that's powerful. And so that's the important wording there. If they can't, so they can't choose not to. If they've got Art of War cards, they have to discard them. They can't choose not to and just take the wounds instead. Okay, he also has Terrifying Appearance. Attacks against Charon covers -2 offense. That is good. That is good. That is going to keep him going for a while, especially if he's up against troops or weaker heroes. They're going to find it very difficult to cut through to him. But yeah, very cool. And now my favourite, Thanatos. So Thanatos is my favourite just from the mythology. So his most well-known stories are with Sisyphus, and basically how Sisyphus tricked Thanatos and tied him up with his own shackles, which don't actually appear to be on here, and just basically locks him in a cupboard while Sisyphus, managed to escape death for, I can't remember if that was his first or second time, but he did it twice, and yeah, that certainly one of them. He just tricked Thanatos into applying his own shackles and locking him up and running away. But very cool. Let's have a look at Thanatos' stats. 9 health, movement of 2, dropping down to 1, dropping down to 0. A range of 1 until he's almost dead. 7 dice in attack, reducing. Need 8s to harm him. He's got block, which is really good. Leader, which is okay, less good for a god in my in my opinion. And torment, which is okay. And 1 Art of War cards. Right, okay, so abilities. So for a Art of War card, he gets to do Killing Blow. Make an X dice attack against every enemy within 4 vitality points. Sorry. Make an X dice attack against every enemy unit with 4 vitality points or less in Thanatos' surroundings. Okay, so obviously very good against troops and most heroes and quite a few monsters if they've been pegged down a little bit before that. So that's pretty cool. And then for 2 Art of War cards, he can do Aging. For each enemy unit in Thanatos' surroundings, the unit's owner must discard 1 of that unit's activation cards. If the player cannot discard its activation card, it loses 1 vitality point. Okay, so yeah, if he's very much surrounded, that's going to be very good. Expensive with 2 Art of War cards, but yeah, very good. So that is that. All 3 of these guys are very cool. Let's have a quick look at the cards. Right. Okay. Charon, Thanatos, and Hypnos. Charon, 4 activations. Same for Thanatos. Same for Hypnos. Okay, and then we get the scenario. Fistful of Souls. Hades and Persephone, accompanied by Cerberus, have left their deep dark kingdom in the hope of conquering the house of Zeus. Guarded only by the eternal obstinate ferryman, the souls of the dead flow in an endless stream through the gates of the underworld, seeking the bright light of the sun, but in vain. Hypnos and Thanatos, the sons of darkness, see their chance to move up in the world by seizing control of the realm of the dead. However, each wants the glory for themselves. They will also need Charon's support if they are to take on such a major responsibility. Will they be able to win over the ferryman and share the power? Okay. So on the blue side is Hypnos with a further 8 recruitment points, and on the other side is Thanatos with his. Looks interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 7 Omphalos. The side who successfully destroys the enemy god or absorbs 4 Omphalos is the winner. Okay, so just standard winning conditions. Put Charon's activation cards, 1 Art of War card, and Charon's dashboard next to the board. Take 8 villager tokens, which represent lost souls, and place them as indicated on the board, or just use your villager miniatures. If you got the what was it? The expansion that had the Herald of Typhon. I forget what it was called. Anyway, lost souls are trying to escape from hell. The ferryman will never let that happen. It will be in your debt if you catch one. If a unit controlled by a player is in the same area as the lost soul, that unit can carry out a simple action to immediately discard the lost soul token and move Charon to an adjacent area that isn't full. This is Charon's realm. He can enter and remain in areas with a rift terrain type. If he enters an area where there are 1 or more units, they drop their divine stones and their player moves them to an adjacent area. So long as one has control of Charon, it's impossible to enter his area. If a unit has enough movement points to enter his area, his player can discard 2 Omphalos cards from their hand to move into it. Impressed by the power of the divine stones, Charon then joins the side of the unit that has entered his area. The player immediately takes Charon's dashboard, puts their activation cards and Art of War card into their draw pile and shuffles it. Yeah, so you can add him to your forces. And, you know, he's a monster, so it's not like you're adding an additional divinity or anything like that. So, yeah, that's a cool little scenario. And, yeah, I look forward to playing it. But, yeah, very nice stuff. I look forward to playing them, and I'll review this set in the coming weeks. That's Hypnos's tokens as well. But, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Much appreciated. I'll catch you later.